and because the Pitru Paksha is still going on. Okay, I think tomorrow is the last day of Pitru Paksha. Okay, so we will glorify Garuda Purana. We will see what the teachings of Garuda Purana are and how Vaishnavas can deal with the teachings from Garuda Purana. Okay, so what all did we discuss last week in from Garuda Purana? What all did we discuss? Like in short, one point somebody can tell, but it has to be little bit in a sequence. What happens after death? Yes, and before new life. Yes, lovely lifetime. So we know that at death the soul transmigrates from one body to another. Okay, but now we are focusing exactly what happens before that new birth is taking place. So we have gone much more into detail of what happens exactly after death and what are the various samskaras or various ceremonies that one should do according to Garuda Purana. Okay, so yes, क्या points है? Correct. So after death, Yamudutas will come. So actually Yamudutas will come even just before death, because it is said that many of the times people can see death coming and they become scared. So there is a story of Ajamila which we will cover some other time. So then they will see that Yamuduta is coming and they will be scared. So Yamuduta is already there, and then Yamuduta will come and they will, after death, they will take the soul and they will make a trip to Yamlok and again come back. It happens very quickly. So the soul gets an idea of what is going to happen to him. And then the soul comes back at the same place where he has died, mostly amongst the family members. Yes, then what happens? Yeah. So now then the Anta Sanskara has happened. Okay. So in our Vedic Sanatana Dharma, we will cremate the body. We will burn the body, right? So then the soul's attachment to the body is gone. Now the body is destroyed. The soul is also watching everything. Everything is gone. So now the soul needs a body. So we also mentioned about there is one stone that they will take. In Marathi they will call as Jiv Khada. But in others, what did we call that? That we named it, right? There is a name in the. Okay, so we will have to. Jivashma. Yeah. Yeah, Jivashma. That is correct. That is correct. It will be Jivashma. Yes. Yeah. There will be a Jivashma. So that Jivashma, that stone will be brought home. Now this is happening from Garuda Purana perspective. You may have not seen this happening in your individual experiences, but I clearly remember, because that stone is taken and that stone is used to break that matka which the sun carries when he does the pradakshina around the body to be before the agni is given to the body. Okay, see how we are saying to the body. Before the agni is given to the body. Yes, then what happens? Then the samskaras start. Then the Shraddha, the Pandit comes and then he will do various pujas and then he will create those pindas. Yeah, each day pinda is offered. Yes, as food to the soul. Yes, so pinda is food to the soul. Yes. Huh? Yeah, each day one part will form. Yes. Each day one part will form. And then slowly towards the 10th day, then the full body will be formed. So for 10 days, the soul and the Yamdutas are all in the same room. If you like. So this body is called as Ativahak body. It's a special body that we mentioned. Right? Ativahak means, Ati means speed, Vahak means that which carries. So that body is called Ativahak because it is going to travel in a very fast pace later on when the journey starts. And we saw that how when the Pindadan is done every day, then this body is formed. Okay. So generally the sun will do it, but then there are various alternatives. If sun is not there, then someone else can do it, but mostly the male members get first priority, and then if not, then the daughter and other female members of the house can also get priorities. Then we see that during the ceremonies, 11, 12, 13 days are also very important, and various kinds of dans are given to the brahmanas, various ceremonies are performed. Okay, and then slowly on the 13th day, by the 13th day, the full body is, the new body is completely prepared, and the soul is ready to start his journey to Yamaloka. Okay, so after 13 days, it is said that then people can start going out of the house. जिनके घर में मृत्यु हुआ है वो 13 दिन तक कहीं नहीं जाते, घर में ही रहते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू द शास्त्रास. बट आजकल लोग 4 दिन में ही जाते हैं. सो दैट शुड नॉट बी डन. वी हैव टू डू. क्यों घर में रहना है? क्योंकि देर आर सेरेमनीज टू बी परफॉर्म ना. दैट इज वाई द सन एंड अदर्स आर इन द हाउस. ओके, सो देन द 13th, फ्रॉम 13th day onwards, the journey of the soul has started. He has, now the Yamdutas will take him. Assuming the soul is a sinful person, what did we do? The definition of sinful is, what did we say? Sinful means? Sinful means one who has not followed the rules given in the scriptures or shastras. जिसने शास्त्र में दिए हुए शास्त्र के अपोजिट चल रहा है. That means sinful. Okay. So which means basically शास्त्र में क्या बोला है? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. ये 4 चीज़ें मेन शास्त्र में बोली है. अगर इसमें से कुछ भी वो सोल करता है तो वो सिंफुल कैटेगरी में आता है. सिंफुल कैटेगरी में आया मतलब यमदूत उसको मिलने आएंगे. इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है. नो कंसेशन. देयर इज अ स्टोरी ऑफ अजामिल. उसमें थोड़ा सा कंसेशन मिलता है अजामिल को, बट अजामिल इज अजामिल वन ऑफ केस. वी कांट गारंटी कि अपने वक्त भी अजामिल जैसा कुछ केस होगा. सो फॉर अजामिल, what happened with Ajamil is Vishnu, Jamduts came, but at the last moment, rule number 8.5 got executed from Bhagavad Gita. What is rule number 8.5? Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. So at the time of death, if Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, at the time of death, if you remember me, you will come to me, I will come for you. So last moment पे Ajamil was a very sinful person, but at the last moment उसने अपने बेटे का नाम नारायण रखा था, तो नारायण ऐसे जोर से बुलाया उसने. विष्णुदूत देख के बहुत डर गया वो. तो रूल नंबर 8.5 got executed. Yamdutas also came, but Vishnudutas also came immediately. Yamdutas came because he was a sinful person. They did not expect him to call Narayan. So then that clash happened. But ऐसा it will not जरूरी happen with necessary with everybody else. So we have to consider that if we are sinful, then Yamdutas will come, and this 13-day journey will the thing happens. Okay, I think last time we completed, we did till here. Yeah. Okay. So then the journey to the Yamlok begins. So we are looking from Garuda Purana, where Garudji, who is Vahan of Vishnu or Krishna, is asking Lord Krishna or Vishnu about what happens after that, and then Vishnuji is telling him. Okay, when I say Vishnu, I also mean Krishna. When I say Krishna, I also mean Vishnu. But technically, from Garuda Purana perspective, it is Lord Garuda with Krishna, okay, or Vishnu also. And then the distance between Yamlok is very, 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 very huge, huge. बहुत बड़ा distance है. I can easily see this. So there are 16 places before one comes to. Okay. Yeah. थोड़ा छोटा करें साहब, ज़्यादा ध्यान कर. नमिता को दें, अनामिका के पास. So I will ask you when to read, but not this one as of now. I'll keep your life easy because those big numbers, even I don't know how to pronounce them. Journey to Yamloka. Yeah. So yeah, you may read this, please. And,
this path is full of thorns, nails, spears, and hard stones. Somewhere the fire keeps burning in that path, and somewhere there is a narrow path full of hundreds of cracks.
Okay, thank you. Yes, please.
Journey to Yamloka. In this way, the sinful being crosses 16 places on the way and goes to the house of Yamadeva. Stops at each of these places. Name of those 16 places are?
These 16 places are given here. We won't go through all the names, but ahead we will see. So what I am saying is sometimes people think कि अरे क्या है mythology कुछ भी लिखा है, but बहुत डेप्थ में है. हर एक जगह का नाम भी लिखा हुआ है, क्या होता है उस जगह पे वो भी लिखा हुआ है. So we must have complete faith in our शास्त्रास, कि ये दिस इज़ नॉट माइथोलॉजी और ऐसा कुछ. अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, इसका मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि it doesn't exist. Okay, so see the depth in which it is given. And the names are also given. Not only the names, it is also given exactly by which day. So there are these 16 destinations ना, तो यमदूत को भी वो टाइम फ्रेम रहता है कि इतने टाइम फ्रेम में ये फर्स्ट स्टॉप पे आना ही है. जैसे ट्रेन जाती है ना एक स्टेशन से दूसरे स्टेशन पे, परफेक्ट टाइम पे आती है ना 4.16 को इट विल स्टॉप. देन द नेक्स्ट स्टॉप इज एट 5.20. Perfectly it starts. So Yamduts also have a, what do you call it, SLA, service level agreement. They have to get that soul on that thing. So see at what depth it is given. Okay, and the soul is dragged. गले में फांस के ऐसे, क्योंकि the soul cannot walk so fast ना, तो उसको ड्रैग करते हैं. Yamduts have a lot of speed, but the soul doesn't have that speed, so they are actually dragging. So it is said that every day many thousands of kilometers are to be covered by the soul. Now there are these 16 places. All the 16 places में थोड़ा थोड़ा कुछ कुछ होता है, वो we may not be able to cover everything, but we will see what all we can do. So Namita, you may have to read bit faster.
Yamyapur. First of all, when a sinful man reaches Yamyapur, he starts crying out in pain and says, "Oh son, protect me." He starts crying, remembering his children. While crying, at that time he remembers the sins committed by him, due to which he gets very upset. In the same way, crying and meditating on his children, he reaches the city of Yamdas on the 18th day, where the river named Pushpabhadra keeps flowing. There would be lots of beautiful greenery and mountains, seeing whom that simple soul wants to rest there, but the Yamaduts do not allow it to rest. The monthly pindam that is taken out from the family members of the simple soul means whatever food, etc., is taken out for him. He eats it sitting there, and after that his journey starts for Saurite.
Okay, thank you. So this is the first one. So one thing is clear, that when the soul is going through that journey, the Atma remembers every single mistake that they have done throughout their life. Every small single sinful activities they have done in their life. That is a special boon or whatever you want to call. सब कुछ क्लियरली याद आता है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि सोचना पड़ता है किया कि नहीं किया मैंने, ऐसा नहीं. एवरी स्मॉल मिस्टेक दैट वी हैव डन, एवरीथिंग बराबर से याद आता है. और फिर यमदूत को भी पता होता है, तो यमदूत भी उसको पूछते कि थोड़ा याद कर, तूने क्या किया था उस वक्त, अभी तुझे क्या लगता है, व्हाट डू यू थिंक, शुड यू गेट अ रॉयल ट्रीटमेंट और शुड यू गेट दिस काइंड ऑफ पनिशमेंट. एंड देन द सोल क्राइज, ओ गॉड, व्हाट डिड आई डू, व्हाई डिड आई डू दिस. ओके, ही इज वेरी वेरी अपसेट. इट सेज ही इज क्राइंग एंड देन ही रिमेंबर्स द फैमिली मेम्बर्स कि मेरा बेटा अगर कुछ करेगा ना मेरे नाम से, तो मुझे यहाँ से छुटकारा मिलेगा. He thinks that if the sun, because the sun has the power to do certain samskaras that we have seen, and due to which he will get some relief. Okay, so so initially during that first 13 days वो पिंडदान करते हैं ना, तो उसमें आगे वाला भी for the forthcoming journey everything is provided during that pindadan process. Okay, so there are these rice balls, and there are extra rice balls provided. So so whatever was done at that time, if it was done correctly, then at all of these 16 stops the soul is going to get that food, because it gets very tired, है ना, चलते चलते इतना thousands of kilometers जाना है, it needs food. That food is given through the pindadan process that was performed in the first 13 days. So इसमें लास्ट में लिखा है the monthly pindadan that is taken out by the family members, वो उसको फिर उसमें वो हर एक स्टॉप में फिर वो मिलता है उसको. ओके, इन सम वे और द अदर. ओके,
Prabhuji, I have a question. So, like you are saying here, when we are traveling to Yampur, we remember all the sins we have committed during
Yes.
our human life.
Yes.
So the one who is not following any shastras, how he or she will come to know that this is sin? Because in Kali Yuga we believe we are
Mataji, he comes to know automatically. Yamdut will give him one here, and when they pull, everything is crystal clear. Now what is happened is, now we are covered with one buddhi and ahankar.
Yeah,
So we have ahankar. So let me speak. We have ahankar.
definitely.
Because of ahankar, we have forgotten our true identity. What is our true identity? हम शरीर नहीं, हम आत्मा है. What does atma means? Atma means directly connected to the Lord. So we have forgotten that identity because we are covered in this so-called nice body. But now the body is burnt. Now the atma has come out. Now that ahankar which was there for that body, that atma has seen it burning. The yamdutas are already रस्सी टाइट, सब याद आता है, अच्छे से याद आता है. ओके, विल मूव अहेड. तो देर इज नो क्वेश्चन कि भूल गया, मुझे पता नहीं था शास्त्रा, मुझे किसी ने बताया ही नहीं, वो सब कुछ नहीं. देर इज नो एक्सक्यूजेस.
People in Kali Yuga don't want to realize or accept
Yeah,
that.
the Yamdutas will make them realize. Correct. Let's move on. So look, we are not debating whether what people agree, don't agree. ये शास्त्र में है. अभी हम लोग इसमें से गाड़ी दौड़ाएंगे. अपने को अभी 16 steps पे जाना है. So we will just see what all is happening. Okay, at a very fast pace. Yamyapur we will do. Sorrypur. So we may not. Okay. Yes.
Saripur. While walking on the way to Saripur, the Yamdut started beating him with their heavy mudguns, due to which he feels a lot of pain. He starts shouting and saying that I did not donate water in that life for the satisfaction of humans, animals, birds, castes, etc. I didn't even donate gorge or land for the peace of the cow. Therefore, according to the way you have done this body, now you will dispose of yourself. I have not always donated water, etc. Neither has donated cow, grass, etc. required for the cow daily as per rules, and neither have donated the books of Ved Shastra. Did not travel to pilgrimage mentioned in the Puran, so as you have done, you will live in the city.
Correct. So anytime you have done something good, then for that good activity you will get some discounts there. Okay. So let's say you have donated water, or you have given blankets to the poor and things like that. Then you will get that facility. If you have donated chappals and etc., you will get chappal to walk on that hot coal. Okay. So those kinds of things. So that is why donation is very very important. अपना हाथ जो ऐसा है मुट्ठी खोलना सीखना चाहिए. We have to donate. We must donate. We must help everyone around us. So the more we donate, then the more facilities we get. But donation has to be done correctly as per Vaishnava cultures. Because if you donate incorrectly to somebody, then if they misuse that, then you will also get karma. So it is very tricky. But anyway, so the theme is we must do good for all the living entities. Remember, we have those 5 types of debt. कौन से 5 टाइप के डेट है? फर्स्ट वन वॉज ऋषि ऋण, सेकेंड वन वॉज देव ऋण, थर्ड वन वॉज पितृ ऋण, fourth one was ऋण for other living entities like small entities whatever, and then fifth one is other living beings. For instance, if a guest comes to your house, you must feed the guest. You must feed the guest. In my house we have kept water bottles, we have kept drinks. Even when the postman comes, he will get a drink. And many postmen now know, so they actually come for ask for prasad. कि बोले भाई प्रसाद छे, ना हाँ छे, एक मिनट आओ. So there are 2-3 gujus that come at my place and they will wait for the prasad, then they will go. So we must give that. So when we are doing it, we have to do with full faith that we are doing it for the pleasure of the Lord and not to gain brownie points here. Huh? Because then if we do it this way, then it is not the right way to do it. So donation has to be done. ऐसा करना चाहिए कि ये हाथ से दिया तो इस हाथ को पता भी नहीं चला, है ना, ऐसे बोलते, right? So we have to do that, and then our children will also see that. My son sees that every time someone comes, papa is feeding him, mama is feeding him. So today we had a solar panel installation. That installer installed everything. Then my wife already, it was lunchtime, and we gave parathas and so many things to them. and so they were not ready to sit. But then once they started to eat, they could not stop. So yes, we have to feed prasad. Okay, all right.
Nagendra Nagar. After the jeep goes to Nagendra Nagar, there he moves forward by eating the food given by his brothers and sisters in the second month. While walking, Yamaduta strikes him with Kripan's fists. He babbles like this: I have received a human form, but I could not do any good work even after attaining human form. Gandharva. Thus lamenting, the creature reaches the city of Gandharva at the end of third month. After that, he goes ahead after eating the pind of the third month. On the way, Yamdut kills him with the tip of the saber, due to which he laments again in this way: I have not given any donation, I have not sacrificed in the fire, nor have I done penance by going to the Himalayan cave. Hey, I am so low that I could not even consume the water of Ganges, so, O body, it will dispose of itself according to the deeds you have done.
Shailagampur and Kraunchpur.
And Kraunchpur. Thus lamenting, the creature reaches the city of Gandharva at the end of third month. After that, he goes ahead after eating the pind of the third month. On the way, Yamdut kills him with the tip of the saber.
अच्छा ये कैसा हो गया? Okay, I think I forgot to change it. I'll read because I have the notes with me. I forgot to put it in the slide. So there is continuous rain of stones on him in Shailagampur. Having received the 4th monthly Shraddha given by the sun, the creature moves in a gliding way like a snake. But after being hit by the stones, he falls down, and while crying, he says, I neither took advantage of the path of knowledge, nor the path of yoga, nor the path of action, nor adopted the path of devotion, nor did I live with saints and sages. जो शास्त्र नहीं पढ़ते ना, उस वक्त इनकी आंखें यहाँ पे खुल जाती है कि शास्त्र पढ़ा ही नहीं मैंने. I have only gained some knowledge from them by living. So, O body, according to the deeds you have done, you will live according to that. He reaches Kraunchpur in the 5th month, and there he rests for some time, taking pindadan and water given by the sons. So 5th, 6th, 7th, अभी 7th पे आ गए. Yes.
Fruitful. Then telling the story, Vishnuji says to Garud, O son of Pagar, in the 6th month that sinful soul goes to Fruitful. On the way he drinks water after eating the 5th monthly body given to him on earth. After that he starts traveling further, but the Yamdut start hitting him with their weapons on the way, due to which he falls. He moans in pain as he falls. It is said that, O my son, my wife, my parents, you did not give me any advice on earth by which I could avoid those bad deeds, and I would not have been in this place.
Okay, thank you. So we are going to skip now, and we'll just go. Vichitra Nagar bhi hai. There he remembers so many of his wives, children, and he gets upset. Okay. Okay. So then इसमें आगे जाके एक वैतरणी रिवर आता है. Okay. There is a place called Vaitarni river. This river is full of blood, pus, urine, stool. Everything is in that river. And on the banks of the river, there is this boat. There are various boats with boatsmen, है ना? उस नदी के पास, मैं थोड़ा इंग्लिश समझते हैं ना आपको? So नदी के पास boatman है. And then the boatman comes and asks, I can take you in this boat across this river. I'm sure you don't want to swim through this. The soul is there कि नहीं, please take me through this boat. Already पहले से इतना बैंड बजा है मेरा, हाँ? To take me through this boat. And this is a ticket. What is the ticket for this boat? The ticket for this boat is you must have done a godan, a cow dan. You must have donated a cow in your lifetime. If you have done that, then the boatman will give his hand off. आजा बैठ जा अंदर. I will take you through that. Okay. So जो cow dan नहीं किया है उसको बोट में जाने को नहीं मिलता. You must have done lots of donation, or you must have done something related to the cows. You must have fed sumptuously to cows, like done donation to the various goshalas, घास वगैरह दिया है, हाँ? या तो फिर you have saved some cows from going to the butcher, some seva of the cows. And that is why in the earlier lifestyle, in our village lifestyle, before this modernization happened, there were cows in every household. And so when the baby cow used to come, then if there were too many with them, then you used to gift it. No? And they all knew that you have to gift the cow, you have to donate the cow. Okay? So they all knew this. In fact, our Srila Prabhupada, okay? Srila Prabhupada's father was not keeping well. And the father could probably sense that he is about to die. But he was waiting for Srila Prabhupada to come. And Srila Prabhupada had gone out to some business कुछ बिजनेस से आउट ऑफ स्टेट गए थे, एंड द फादर वॉज जस्ट होल्डिंग ऑन टू हिज लाइफ कि ये कभी आएगा. अभय चरण, शिला प्रभुपाद का नेम अभय चरण, इट बिकेम शिला प्रभुपाद लेटर ऑन, हिज डिसाइपल्स गिव हिम. तो अभय चरण कभी आएगा, एंड देन somehow अभय चरण केम, एंड द फादर he came and he went to his father कि what happened, मैं ना I'll give you medicine and I'm going to the doctor to get him and I'll get medicine, you will be pakka fine. And the father said, don't waste time going to the medicine guy, you first take that cow that we have in our Goshan, can you donate that cow to that matha. There was some matha next to him. Okay, काव को जाके पहला डोनेट करो. एंड अभय चरण सिंह नहीं पहला मैं मेडिसिन लेके आता हूँ, नहीं पहला काव को जाके डोनेट करो एंड कम बैक एंड रिपोर्ट टू मी दैट इट इज डन. एंड देन अभय चरण ओके, वो गाय को लेके जाके वो मठ को डोनेट कर देते, एंड ही कम्स बैक एंड ही टेल्स हिज फादर कि काव डोनेट किया, एंड देन द फादर लीव्स हिज बॉडी. सो डोनेशन ऑफ काव इज very very important, very very important. So what happens to people who have never donated a cow or never done any go seva in their life? Anyone has done fishing here? Fishing किया है किसी ने? चलो कोई बात नहीं. फिशिंग करते तो पता है ना इसमें, तो कैसे करते हैं फिशिंग? वो रॉड होता है ना, then to the rod there is a rope and to the rope there is a hook, and to that hook they will put some earthworm or something and then they will throw. So when the fish eats the earthworm, then they pull. So what happens? From the fish's lips, that hook is steadfast, stuck, and then they pull the fish out, right? Then they will do this thing and the fish comes out. Similar way, वो सोल को, उसको जो स्पेशल अतिवाग बॉडी मिला है, उसके लिप्स में अटका देते हुक, और उसको वैसा खींच के वो वैतरणी रिवर पार कराते. They pull that through the Vaitani river. Okay, so that is how it is done. So if anyone is interested in doing cow seva, we have our Krishna Melbourne has a farm in Geelong. You can go and do cow seva there. You can donate some grass. We go many times there. We take lots of carrots and bananas for the cows, and we will go there. We will feed the cows. We will feed the bulls. It is just like an hour and a half drive from here, and even your children will know. So you must do that more often. Okay, and then you can also donate a cow. If you need guidance with that, let me know. In my previous Bhakti Vriksha, I have helped people to do certain things. Okay, Hare Krishna. So Vaitani river, ध्यान में रखना. So then again there is a 7th 8th month they will come here. We are going to skip this one. Yam will start beating him again. So it's more about beating and correction to make the soul realize that what all issues he has done throughout his life. So by the time, so what happens is this correction thing happens. By the time he reaches Yamlok, already he has realized that in my human life I did not take advantage of the real meaning of a man or a woman, and I did not study Shastras. बुरा time मेरा मस्ती मौज मजा करने में ही चला गया. Now whatever PhDs, whatever educational things we are doing, everything will remain here if you are not following the Shastras. And that is why when we call someone to the class, or somebody takes a bigger break from the class, or whatever things they are doing in their material life, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. But then when you get this knowledge and you compare it, then you say यार हल्का है, क्लास को तो आना ही चाहिए. 1 hour of class every Friday, and if you find something which is more important than this class, then probably there is some issue with your understanding of how much importance you are giving to this knowledge. And if you are unable to take time to chant in your day-to-day activities, तो फिर आपको समझा नहीं क्या होने वाला आगे जाके. So that is why these things has to be discussed sometimes, and this depth of discussion doesn't happen in every program, but because it is Pitru Paksha, we will take this. Yes, Mataji, you can read this one.
Dukkadpur and Nanakrantpur. After this, that sinful soul leaves Dukkadpur. There he satisfies his hunger with the Ashtamasic pind and water given by his relatives. After that, he leaves for the next town, Nanakrantpur. While walking on the way, the Yamdoots start beating him with a pestle, due to which he starts saying, "Alas, where my food used to be," amidst the laughter and jokes made by flattering words of the fickle-eyed wife. "Where else today I am being beaten with spears, pestles and spears. Lamenting in this way, that creature reaches the city named Nanakranpur in the 8th month.
ठीक है. Then 9th month में सुतप भवन करके है, ड्रैगिंग हो रहा है, बहुत कुछ हो रहा है. बेसिकली बड़ी मार पड़ रही है एवरी टाइम at all the places. So it takes around almost a year to do this. We are going to move ahead. 10th month, Raudrapur. ये लास्ट वाला पैरा पढ़ना, taking the story forward.
Taking the story forward, Vishnuji says to Garuda, O king of birds, after that the creature eats the body along with the water given on the earth and moves towards the city called Payavarsan. On the way, the Yamdut start hitting him on his head with an axe.
Okay, that body is a special body. So when we read here, he is being killed and things like that. He is not dying as in dying, okay? But the body is special body. He will feel all the pain, okay? So then there is Shitavadya, then Bahubhiti Nagar. It's almost the last one. This is Bahubhiti Nagar. Yes, you can read this one.
While walking in the middle of the way, the Yamdut cut the tongue of that sinful soul with a knife, due to which he laments in such a way that where the sweetness of this tongue was praised every day through mutual conversations, and where today my tongue is being cut with a sharp knife like a sword on opening my mouth. After that, in the same city, the deceased, that is the sinful soul, consumes the annual pindodak and other food items given in the Shraddha and then moves on. When he reaches Bahubhiti Nagar, so he starts condemning himself and describing the sins committed by him on the way.
Okay, so annual श्राद्ध हो गया, almost 12 months हो गए. अभी डायरेक्ट यमराज के सामने he will land. Okay, ये लास्ट स्टॉप पड़ाव है. एंड ये जब भी पड़ाव यहाँ पे यमराज के सामने जाने के पहले 1 year जस्ट खत्म होता है, तो एनुअल श्राद्ध होता है, 1 year वाला श्राद्ध जो बड़े धूम धड़ाके में करते हैं सब लोग, क्योंकि अभी यमराज तक पहुँच गया है वो. तो आवर एंसेस्टर्स न्यू दिस, वो बराबर करते थे सब कुछ है, अभी इतना नहीं होता. उनका there are different categories. So some become ghosts because they have not been. So the Yamdutas, for some of them, for whom ये करते ही नहीं ना, they are left in a special forest, an uninhabited forest where they live as ghosts for a long period. So and it is said that the current population जो है उसका ghost, the current population, so the ghosts are many more percentage of the current population. There are a lot of ghosts because nowadays this is not happening. The Pinda, Dan and Shraddha and people are going away from reading the scripture, no? So it is not happening. Okay, all right. So yes, Madhi, pardon.
Same route for all. In this way of Yampuri, the woman also laments in the same way. It is not that there is a separate punishment for a man and another for a woman. Same punishment and same treatment for all.
Same treatment for all. So basically हम शरीर नहीं, हम आत्मा है ना. So आत्मा को तो मैन और फीमेल का तो कोई डेजिग्नेशन है ही नहीं ना. Once the body is burnt, then आत्मा is आत्मा. We are all equal. हम आत्मा है. We are a spirit soul. We are a spirit part. Okay. So we are आत्मा. So ये सबके लिए same है. Okay. And then he starts. Yes.
After this, the deceased reaches Yampuri. The sinful soul sees Yamraj, who is fierce like a black mountain with red eyes and anger. This was the departure of the soul after 13 days on the path of Yamlok with the messengers of Yama.
Yes. So Yampuri is very huge. It is 44 yojanas wide. बहुत बड़ा है. And there are special people in Yamlok. So who is Yama's first assistant? कौन है? चित्रगुप्त. चित्रगुप्त यमा का असिस्टेंट है. बट चित्रगुप्त के भी असिस्टेंट्स है. वो कौन है? श्रवण. एक श्रवण करके है. श्रवण. So Shravanas are assistant. So who is Chitragupta? Chitragupta is one who takes Chitra, who's record. गुप्त तरीके से चित्र लेते हैं. पता ही नहीं चलता आपको, रिकॉर्डिंग हो गया है. चित्रगुप्त है. अकाउंटेंट. यस, ये भी ठीक है. वो आपका जमा हिसाब रखेगा बराबर. करेक्ट. सो चित्रगुप्त गुप्त तरीके से चित्र लेके आपने गड़बड़ की तो पता ही नहीं चला आपको. और चित्रगुप्त also has assistant, they called Shravana. Shravanas are special beings who can see very far. दूर दृष्टि रहती है उनको. बैठे बैठे यहाँ से, जैसे अभी इजराइल में क्या हो रहा है देख लिया उन्होंने ऐसे. तो the Shravanas and they have their wives Shravani's. So Shravana and Shravani's, वो भी हमारा record रखते हैं, okay, as per Garuda Purana. So Shravana and Shravani, जब भी by the time the soul reaches that Yampuri, Shravana and Shravani will give the updates to Chitragu. Chitragu को सब पता है, but then it is a process. It's like the manager of a company knows many things that is happening in the company, but he still has various assistants who will do a proper report and create a PPT and then give it to him. Then he will look at that PPT and then he will present it to the director. है ना? Same process. So everyone knows everything, but फिर भी so Shravana and Shravani give updates to Chitragupt. Chandragupt बोलना होगा. Chitragupt. And then Chitragupt, then he gives the updates to Yamraj. Now Yamraj is in a very fierce form there. Okay, the same Yamraj. Okay, so then Yamraj will look at him, and then तो इसमें लिखा है Yamraj has very fierce, huge teeth, eyebrows and gestures, and huge है. ऐसे फोटो में दिखा है वैसे सेम साइज का नहीं है. अब Yamraj is huge, बड़े थ्रोन पे बैठे हैं ऐसे. And the soul is like tiny, small. He is looking at पूरा थर-थर कांप रहा है उसके सामने कि क्या होगा ये मेरा. So those who donate umbrellas, post houses, those who perform virtuous deed, reach there and see Amraj graceful with a gentle face. Okay. So जो sinful आत्मा है और pious आत्मा है, दो चीजें. जो sinful आत्मा है वो sinful तरीके से जाता है. pious आत्मा है उनका journey same होता है, but they have a horse. उनको ऐसे चढ़ के घसीट के वैसे करके नहीं लेके जाते. For pious souls, their journey is bit different. Okay, they go through greenery से जाते हैं आराम से देख के ऐसे. Okay, path will be different. Okay, so we are all. कौन बोला pious? हाँ, we are pious people. I'm happy to hear that. Look, to things start with believing first. है ना? To make it, you have to fake it. No problem. We can think ourselves as devotees, but we must also practice. Okay? Pious souls. Yes,
Yama welcomes with pleasures and due honor all those who have performed auspicious rites in this world. He offers them seat, padya, and argya. Yama tells them, you are noble souls duly blessed, since you have performed what is ordained in the Vedas. Good deeds that are conducive to divine happiness have been performed by you. Ascend the celestial aerial chariot and go to heaven to enjoy the pleasures in the company of celestial damsels and fulfill your cherished desires. After enjoying pleasures there, in the end, when the merit is exhausted, return to this place for reaping the fruit of what little evil you may have committed. Men who have been virtuous are treated as friends by Yama. Then they see Yama with a gentle face.
So even in Yampur or wherever Yama stays, there are different gates. उसका सबका description दिया है. We may not be able to go through everything. So different gates है. दक्षिण द्वार है, उत्तर द्वार है. So sinful creatures enter through different द्वार. उनका द्वार ही अलग है. Or pious people will enter through different द्वार. And for pious people or somebody especially who is more on the track of going towards a Vaishnava kind of a, तो उनके लिए Yamraj will actually, he will come and he will do namaskaram to you, and then say, you are going up for the higher planets, so you please enjoy your stay there. Like a very nice atithi will welcome you. Okay, all right. इसमें क्या दिया है? After enjoying pleasures, yeah. So sometimes for some people, if there are little bit of sins, then at that place Yamraj, you may get an option whether you want to enjoy the fruits first or you want to suffer first. Okay, you will get an option, and if that happens, then you should always take the enjoyment route first, because when you go to the enjoyment route, you may have a chance to sometimes worship the Lord and sometimes do something, and then you may figure out a way to escape from the sinful reactions. Okay, so always take there is a story which I will tell later on. I don't have time right now, but yeah, so if given an option, then you should always take that the good path first. Okay, yes, let's move on. So this is from Garuda Purana again, page. So niche I have given towards the end I have given the citation. Yes, Mataji.
Very simple people, the terrifying form of Yama, huge of body, rod in hand, seated on a buffalo, roaring like a cloud at the time of flare, like a mountain of lamp-black, terrible with weapons, gleaming like lightning, possessing 32 arms, extending 3 yojanas, with eyes like well, with mouth gaping with formidable fangs, with red eyes and a long nose.
Okay. Yeah, so we discussed that. Then
having eaten them, their
undecaying fruits.
undecaying fruits, they are born again. By order of Yama,
बाजू वाले को दे दो माइक थोड़ा ठीक हो जाओ.
By order of Yama, they return to the earth and become unmoving and other
Okay.
creatures.
So let's stop. So what happens is sinful people after suffering their sinful reactions because they are so sinful. So they will suffer various things in hell. Okay. Why does a person go to hell? Because of the sins that they have performed. The punishments are huge. In this body, we can only take certain amount of punishment, which is not good enough. Let's say somebody did a big sin. Then if they were to suffer in a human body, then they may have to suffer for thousands of years. So by going to hell, you suffer a huge amount of suffering in a short span. Okay. Because certain punishments can't be given in this body. This body is not meant. ऐसे suppose कढ़ाई में तेल डाल के उसमें उबालना है, तो ये body is not good enough. So you will get a special body, special health में body देंगे, which कढ़ाई में आपको डालेंगे, आप मरोगे नहीं, उबलोगे, पूरा सहन भी होगा, but then you will exhaust your karmic reactions quickly, okay, and come out of it, okay, ऐसा है. So that is what it is said, okay. All right. So and then there are descriptions of various hell given in Srimad Bhagavatam. I think it's in canto number 5 if I'm not mistaken. पूरा depth में description है. So we don't want. अभी already काफी डरा चुके हैं अभी हम लोग ना. अभी और description उसका नहीं देखना है कि क्या करते हैं. But there is a description. There is a hell for every small single activity that we do. Okay. किसी का पैसा चोरी किया है. Even guest को बुलाया घर में और उसको झूठा खाना दिया है, झूठे चम्मच से उसको परोसा है. You've called a Brahman in the house and you have not taken care of them properly. Small things matter. बहुत ज़बरदस्त है. So we have to be very careful in our thoughts, deeds, words and action. Okay. We'll move to some other topics here. Remnant Shraddha is given to the crow. So वो जो पितृ लोग जो है ना, वहाँ की जो presiding deities अय्यरम्मा, and उनका जो वाहन है वो क्रो है. So when we give certain things to the crow here, then the crow notifies अय्यरम्मा that पितृलोका में that इधर इसका आ गया है. हाँ, Mr. and Mr. for example जो भी है इनका, मुझे I have accepted it, please उनको उसका benefit मिल जाना चाहिए. So that is one story. Then there is a second story of sometimes I think there is something related to Ramayana also. The crow has done something with Mother Sita. So, but I don't know that story correctly, so I will leave it. So, but Ayyarama ka ek hai, okay. So that is why we give it to the crow, and the crow has a special power that they can see the souls. They can see the soul. Okay. Yeah.
Men and women get the same treatment, but in our Shastras, only men perform all the duties, even if they're running a car, men perform
Yeah.
the duties. But women get equal share? Or how?
Yeah, because what happens is when a woman is born, so she is initially under the care of her father. Then as she grows up, she will be under the care of the father and the brother. Okay. And I'm talking of the ancient times when there were multiple kids in the house, and then she will get married. Then she will be under the care of the husband. Okay, so the women have a different role, and it is said that whatever pious activities a husband performs, the woman gets 50% of the share automatically, just by supporting the husband. Okay. So it is not that कि women को specially अलग से कुछ करना है या कुछ करना है. No, her duty is just to, from a Shastric perspective, her duty is to raise Vaishnava with children with Vaishnava etiquettes, give them proper knowledge of the Shastra so that they can perform all the activities correctly, and then support the husband in his spiritual activities. If she does that, because if you see so many stories from the past, the woman will prepare everything for the yajna for the husband and things like that. So by that doing that, they will get everything. They will get full benefit. Okay. Hare Krishna. पाप नहीं मिलता है, हाँ वो मिलता है, पुण्य मिलता है, पुण्य ही मिलता है आधा आधा, पाप नहीं मिलता है, पुण्य ही मिलता है आधा आधा, पुण्य 50% डायरेक्ट जाता है, पाप नहीं, because if the wife is chaste, but if the husband is not chaste, if the husband is doing something incorrect, but wife is fully still supporting, and doing whatever she has to, then she is not going to get the pap of the husband. Okay, so only punya will go. All right, let's move on. Who is reading this? Aap padhe, Deepika, aap padhe.
A question posed in the Garuda Purana pertaining to Shraddha. How is the
Deceased gets the offering done during Shraddha and serving of the Brahmanas. It reaches them through the deities of Pitras, namely Vasu, Rudra and Aditya. And the food is transformed into other items and reach the Pitras in different species.
So last time we discussed that if the ancestors have taken birth, already moved ahead in their cycle and they have taken birth, then different depending on the different yonis that they are in, they will get different kinds of facilities. Okay.
During the period of Shraddha, Lord Yamraja releases even the ghosts and the ancestors staying in the hell who, being hungry, run into the world of mortals to receive the offering made by their relatives.
Yes. So it is said that during the Pitru Paksha, which is the approximate lunch time of that, in the planets where they are, so then it is said that our ancestors will also come here. Okay, not everyone may come, but some may come. So, and that good example is from the Ramayana, where Prabhu Shri Ram was doing the first annual Shraddha in the forest, and then he had invited various Vaishnavas and he was giving a feast, and then Sita Devi immediately ran, and then he asked later on to Sita Devi ki Shraddha itna kiya, why did you go away? And then she said that I saw Dashrath Maharaj, he was also sitting there, and I could not just I did not want him to see me in this hermitage clothes and eating kandamul. Okay, so that is why I went. So this is praman given in Ramayana. Okay, so how it happens, whether your grandfather will come or not, that all I can't answer. Okay, but it is said that ancestors will come. Tomorrow is the last day of Pitru Paksha. Okay, let's proceed because we still have few slides to cover.
If the performer of the Shraddha has invited a single Brahmana for the Shraddha, the father stays in his stomach, the grandfather on his left side, the great-grandfather on the right, the consumer of the pinda at the back.
So generally there are 3 generations in the Pitru Lok. 3 generations we said, yeah, we discussed last year. This is all from Garuda Purana. Okay. So this is how it is.
What do you mean by
The consumer of the pinda. They are the consumer of pinda, all 3.
Not just 3, there are more. So all others will be waiting.
Okay. So that is why. So the important thing here is we have to invite devotees during the Shraddha for. If you can't invite to your house, then you can, like for example in our Melbourne temple, you can sponsor feast. So many people, whatever you're eating on Saturday, Sunday, many people have sponsored. So while you go in, so the feast is on the first floor. Everyone has visited temple, yeah. So we go to the temple all from the steps. So when you are going through the steps, when you reach halfway through the steps, there is the office there. Outside the office, the notice board. So you should see there, and somewhere you will see one white paper with a figure 501 donated by Mr. and Mrs. this in the loving memory of their father, grandfather. This feast is sponsored. You can also sponsor. Feast. Now when the temple cooks and gives the feast, who all are eating in the temple? You and me are also eating, but then there are so many Vaishnavas also eating. Yeah. So we should invite people during Shraddha for prasad. So the Lord Vishnu will get the prasad by the offerings in two ways. One is if we do yajna, fire sacrifice, or second is if we invite Brahmanas or Vaishnavas for this prasad. All right.
He who, having obtained a human body difficult to get and step to the liberation, does not help himself over, who in this world is more sinful than he.
एक मिनट ना, ये थोड़ा समझना चाहिए क्योंकि you have to stop at the right place, otherwise the meaning changes. He who, having obtained the human body, मनुष्य शरीर मिलने के बाद जो difficult है, human body is difficult to get, 84 लाख योनियां है, yeah. So he who, having obtained the human body, which is difficult to get, and which is a step to liberation, does not help himself over, who in this world is more sinful than he. And if you perform sins and if you forget that you have a human body which is meant for liberation, then क्या होगा? The man who, having obtained this highest birth and superior, does not understand what benefits the soul is a slayer of Brahman soul. So this is given in Garuda Purana. The pages and the shlokas are given here. Okay. So what this means? Do not waste human form of life. It is very rare. You must take to sadhanas. Okay. All right.
He who, expecting to die, leaving his home, dwells at the sacred bathing place, or dies in the place of liberation, he verily attains liberation.
So there is the exit clauses also there. One is normal route, and then there are some various other ways by which you can get moksha, you can get liberation. And so there in the scripture there are 7 such places given: Ayodhya, Mathura, Gaya, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika, Dwarkapuri. Okay? These 7 cities, if somebody leaves their body in these cities, then it is said that they get liberated. Okay? They may not see Amrit. That is why in some of these places, especially Gaya and all, there are these special guest houses. If somebody is very, very sick, and about to die, then their family members will get them to that. They will check in that guest house, and in that guest house, then they will give only a certain number of days. Okay, 5 days only you can stay. Within that 5 days, the person has to leave that body. The idea is to leave body in that place, but you can't fool God so easily. Sometimes people check in, 5 days में कुछ नहीं होता, वो तगड़ा बन के बाहर निकलता वहाँ से, and then he is kicked out of that place. कि चल खाली करो जगह. अयोध्या, मथुरा, गया, काशी, कांची, अवंतिका, द्वारिका, ये 7 cities है ऐसे. Okay. So इसमें है. All right. So we should not rely on going to these places and doing something. But it is still given. It is for information.
प्रभु जी ऐसे तो जो लोग इन cities में रह रहे हैं, they directly have the ticket to.
You can, yeah. But क्या होता है कि बहुत लोग हाँ, बट बहुत लोग उसमें उधर मरते नहीं है, बाहर जाके मरते हैं. हाँ.
For some reason, if you're living in Kashi, even if you don't want some of the things you do, like some rituals are happening, still participate because it's happening in your home.
So देखो कि ऐसा भी है ना कि there are so many people living in these places. वृंदावन में है. The first of all to be born in such a place, that itself means you have done various pious activities ना. वरना चाइना इजराइल में born होता ना. Where there is nothing to do with God. China में जाओ ना, there is nothing to do with God ना. There is no temple. Whatever mosque temples are all destroyed. So those who don't believe in God, those who don't have got nothing to do with God, but they have still done something good, which means they are not supposed to go into the animal kingdom. Then they will still get a birth. And then how do you think China population is increased, man? ऐसे ही है, जो लोग विश्वास नहीं रखते भगवान, उनको फिर ऐसी जगह पे भेजते हैं जहाँ पे भगवान से कोई लेना देना है नहीं. Enjoy on your own, ऐसा, based on your karmas. Okay, so let's move on. This is all information. How you interpret it and what you want to do, we will see now. 5 debts हमने देखा था ये. So now देखो, to relieve ourselves of these debts is very, very difficult. For example, Devarin जो है, the oxygen that we are taking, if I do 1 yajna, 2 yajnas, it is not good enough. We have to continuously keep on doing. Similarly for studying Vedas, एक भगवत गीता पढ़ने को टाइम नहीं है इधर. हाँ, क्या वेदास पढ़ेंगे, कितना वेदा पढ़ेंगे. हाँ, तो we will not be able to clear our debt in this lifetime, which means when a person dies, then that debt is carried over to the next life. और next life interest के साथ जाएगा ना, वो बढ़ भी गया फिर. So how do we do that? Srimad Bhagavatam gives the answer. Srila Prabhupada very nicely translates this here. So just read this English, the translation.
O king, one who has given up all the material duties and has taken full shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, who offers shelter to all, is not indebted to the demigods, great sages, ordinary living beings, relatives, friends, mankind, or even one's forefathers who have passed away. Since all such classes of living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one who has surrendered to the Lord's service has no need to serve such persons separately.
So what is in Srimad Bhagavatam, what is the Lord saying? Devarishi, Bhutapta, Niranam, Pitranam, सारे जो 5 डेट है ना, सबका नाम ले लिया और बोला ना किंग करो नयम की जरूरत नहीं है फॉर दैट पर्सन. लास्ट में गतो मुकुंदम, मुकुंद मतलब कौन? कृष्ण. यस, मुकुंद. काफी फ्रेंड्स के नाम मुकुंद होते हैं, काफी लोगों के नाम मुकुंद होते हैं ना. मुकुंद इज अ कृष्णज नेम. सो वन हु हैज सरेंडर्ड completely to the Lord's service. Last line देखो, the second last and last line. One who has surrendered to the Lord's service has no need to serve such yajnas separately. So if we take to Krishna consciousness, which means then we will obviously Mukunda or Krishna is the same. So if we take to Krishna consciousness, then ये जो सारे ऋण है ना 5 टाइप के डेट, it will automatically go slowly and steadily as and how our faith and sadhana and our surrenderment, if you like, the degree of surrenderment increases, then these debts will also come up. So ये प्रमाण है श्रीमद् भागवतम में, clearly it is said. So which is good ना, ये तो ऋण तो खाली होगा ही नहीं. In villages you see ना, that poor person, he is poor for his entire life. And then his son is also poor for the entire life, and the son's son is also poor, क्योंकि वो interest के साथ ऋण बढ़ते ही रहता है. But if they take to Gato Mukundam, then everything will go. अच्छा, so this is one way you take to Krishna consciousness. Then there are other small things also. 6 givers of mukti. If you follow Ekadashi regularly, then too you will get lot of points to get liberated. You may not have to see Yamduta. If you are reading scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, if you are taking dips in the holy Ganges, if you are using Tulsi Devi, Tulsi matlab ki you are wearing Tulsi Mala, ऐसा, and then you are taking Vishnu Naam or Krishna Naam and Vishnu Charanamrita every day. So Srila Prabhupada has given all of this. He has done everything. So he has ensured that everyone who is in ISKCON, they are doing Ekadashi. So there is only one vrat that we do, that is Ekadashi vrat. Finish. कोई दूसरा उपास करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. सोमवार का अलग उपास, मंगलवार का अलग उपास, फलाना देवी का अलग उपास. Only if you do Ekadashi, you सब कुछ हो जाएगा. That's it. There are 2 Ekadashis in a year. So 12 times 2, 24 Ekadashis. 2 Ekadashis in a month. So in a year, 24 Ekadashis. और लीप ईयर वगैरह होगा तो 1-2 एक्स्ट्रा आ जाएगा. तो 24 एकादशी 24 टाइम उपास करना है पूरे साल में. एंड देन 2-3 और ऐड कर दो, जन्माष्टमी में, राधाष्टमी हाफ डे फास्ट, देन बलराम पूर्णिमा में हाफ डे फास्ट, सम हियर एंड देयर, एंड देन सम आचार्यस प्रभुपाद जी का बर्थडे में कर दे. तो 24 का 6-7 लगा के 30-35 करो. 365 डेज में इफ यू डू 35 डेज ऑफ फास्टिंग, यू आर एंश्योर्ड लिबरेशन. व्हाट ऑल डू यू वांट? परफेक्ट प्लान करके दिया प्रभुपाद जी ने, है ना. तुलसी भी देखो भी 4th इस पे. सो एकादशी कर रहे हैं. सेकेंड पॉइंट पे भगवद गीता में वी आर डेली इन द मॉर्निंग श्रीमद् भागवतम क्लास इज डन, सो एवरीवन अटेंड्स. देन गैंजेस का भी है. फिर तुलसी देवी, एवरीवन इज वेयरिंग कंठी माला, एवरीवन इज डूइंग 2 times वर्शिप ऑफ तुलसी देवी, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. So we have Tulsi Devi in our house. Just before coming, we also did Tulsi puja in our house. Okay. Then Vishnu Naam, Then every day morning you will drink Charanamrita. So nice. So everything is perfect. So those who are following the processes given of Krishna consciousness, कभी कुछ नहीं होगा. अभी ये देखो शास्त्र में लिखा अलग अलग. So maybe we can give the food to the kids. इधर है. अच्छा. So the glories of Indira Ekadashi. इसमें लिखा है. Indira Ekadashi is just gone by the way. Last Ekadashi जो था इसमें लिखा था. Anyone who does Indira Ekadashi, यहाँ पे लिखा है this holy day. Okay, maybe you can read. So Gaurav Prabhu, maybe we can give it to the kids. थोड़ा प्रोग्राम थोड़ा ले. थोड़ा समय ऑलरेडी लेट चल रहा है. हाँ बस यार perfect. I thought you are waiting on me because there are 3-4 people that are looking towards me. ऐसा करके ये दे हमारी. हाँ okay, all right.
Glories of Indra Ekadashi. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. Then replied, this holy day is called Indra Ekadashi. If a person fasts on this day, all his sins are eradicated and his forefathers who have fallen into hell are liberated. O best of kings, one who simply hears about this sacred Ekadashi receives the great merit earned by performing a horse sacrifice.
अश्वमेध यज्ञ करने का जो पुण्य है वो एक एकादशी करने से मिल जाता है. So I think I put a message in our group also that this Ekadashi is important. Please donate the benefits to your ancestors and things like that. So I had warned you. Okay, all right. Let's see what more we can. आगे जाओ. नहीं wait. हाँ भगवद गीता. So let's see what Shripad Adi Shankaracharya has said. Okay.
One who with a regulated mind.
So इसमें है कि वो गीता शास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः उमां विष्णुपदम् अवनाप्नोति भयशोकादिवर्जितः. Yeah, translation you can read.
One who with a regulated mind recites with devotion this Bhagavad Gita scripture, which is the bestower of all the virtues, will attain to the holy abode, such as Vaikuntha, the residence of Lord Vishnu, which is always free from the mundane qualities based on fear and lamentation.
So who is saying this? Shripad Adi Shankaracharya. हाँ, क्योंकि उन्होंने जो गीता महात्म्य है उन्होंने वो he has written that Gita Mahatmya if you like. And first text में he is clearly saying Bhagavad Gita scripture, one who recites this with devotion will go to Vaikuntha Loka. Vaikuntha. Kuntha means anxiety, fear. क्या होगा आगे क्या होगा. Vaikuntha, Vai means negation. No. So Vaikuntha is a place where there is no anxiety, no fear. So we should all aim to go to such a place. Okay. Tulsi Mahima आगे है. So there is the glories of Tulsi Devi. So we may not read this now. But Tulsi Devi का कैसा है कि if there is a Kanthi Mala, when a person dies, if there is a Kanthi Mala, then Yamduta will not come. They will not take. Vishnu Dutas will have to come if there is a Kanthi Mala. Okay. When a person at the time of death there is Kanthi Mala. So somebody will say, think it's easy है, वो मरने वाला है तो मैं गले में बांध देता हूँ ना. But it's not that, because I have personally seen this. So my mother-in-law, she was a cancer patient, and towards the end in the hospital, so we had given her all Kanthi Mala and everything. Okay? So but towards the end in the hospital, towards the last moments, the body started bloating up. Then the gala also started bloating up, because I was there, and gala also started became so much. Then and then we were sitting outside, and then after some moments she passed away. So when I went inside, then I could not see the Kanthi Mala. Then I asked, "Kidhar gaya?" Then the nurse said it was bloating. Now we had to cut it. So they cut it and they removed it. Okay. Now I don't know what is their destination now, because my wife was chanting there, even I was chanting there. So what happened? But what I'm trying to say is कि we can't fool Lord. Somebody will say ना कि अच्छा मुझे पता चल गया process, so I will just do it at the last minute. No, it doesn't work that way. No shortcut. So the Lord, whatever you have practiced throughout the life, the Lord will see what you have done. So that doesn't mean I'm indicating anything. But what I'm trying to say is कि you have to do everything with full heart. You have to do everything, practice it completely throughout your life. If you have not done that, you can still start now. It is not still late. You must do everything. So Tulsi Devi, it is also said that if somebody, even if he is a sinner, but if his a body is burnt generally on wood, na, if you take tulsi wood, tulsi dried tulsi ka wood पे अगर उसका body को जलाए, then he will get liberation. But how you will get that tulsi wood and all, no one knows. Okay, so that is why nowadays what devotees do is they will put a dried tulsi stick, because here if somebody dies, then they put it in the oven, na? Then they will put a dry tulsi stick into the person's hand somewhere. They will put inside in the pocket or somewhere. Then when the body goes inside, then it will burn with the tulsi stick, and in the hope that the Lord will come and take care of it. Yes. So that's why they will also put a tulsi leaf on the. So many people come to the temple. So sometime one day one person came. I could see he was outside, and then he was just looking here and there. He was very distressed, and asked him what happened. And then he said, "I want one tulsi leaf." I understood, but I still thought, "Kya hua?" And then he said, "Somebody passed away, and they sent me here to get a tulsi leaf." So that is how why people come, because suddenly now out of the blue he may have never visited the temple, but somebody has explained to him important है वो लेके आओ यार जाके वहाँ से, और किधर मिलेगा, मंदिर में मिलेगा. So that is why everyone must have tulsi in their house. You must worship Tulsi Devi. And then we obviously know these rules. 8.5, 8.6. Antakale cha maam eva smaran mukta kalevaram. So whoever remembers me at the time of death and quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my destination, at once attains my. Of this there is no doubt, Lord Krishna tells. So 8.5, 8.6 come together. Okay, and whoever at the time of death quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my destination. ऊपर वाला 8.6 क्या है? Whatever state of one, whatever state of being one remembers, that state he will attain without fail. ऐसे, okay. So we are coming towards the end. I'm just leaving it on a positive note that the Lord has said various things कि मेरे बारे में ध्यान करो, ये सब करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, this is the key memory verse 8.66. So let's recite this today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse number 66. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. The Lord is telling to Arjuna and directly to us. Okay. So जितने भी पाप किए हैं अब तक के, भगवान बोल रहे सारे मैं जीरो कर दूंगा. आई विल अकाउंट्स वाला तुम्हारा बैलेंस शीट जीरो, कोई भी कर्जा देना नहीं है, जीरो कर दूंगा. बट सरेंडर टू मी, सरेंडर टू मी, कंप्लीट सरेंडर करो. एंड हाउ डू वी सरेंडर इन द एज ऑफ कलयुगा? चैंटिंग. भक्ति कैसे आएगी? चैंटिंग. भक्ति इज डिवोशनल एक्टिविटी, बट कैसे आएगी? चैंटिंग करना पड़ेगा ना, कुछ माला लेके बैठना पड़ेगा ना, माला लेके जपना पड़ेगा, है ना. अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी कल छुट्टी है, सैटरडे संडे. ओके, सो इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग हॉलीडेज वी इंटेंसिफाई आवर भक्ति. ज़्यादा करें, क्योंकि ये करना है ना सरेंडर. अगर ये लाइफ में नहीं किया तो यमदूत तो बैठा है, उससे फिर मुलाकात तो होगी. ठीक है, ऑलराइट, लेट्स मूव अहेड नाउ. और एक दो स्लाइड भी है, 2-3 स्लाइड है. लेट्स क्विकली रीड दिस फास्टर.
My dear servants, please do not approach such devotees, for they have fully surrendered to the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are equal to everyone, and their narrations are sung by the demigods and inhabitants of Siddhaloka. Please do not even go near them. They are always protected by the club of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore Lord Brahma and I, even the time factor, are not competent to chastise them.
कौन बोल रहा है? ये यमराज है ना, यमदूत से बोल रहे हैं. उनको इंस्ट्रक्शन दे रहे हैं श्रीमद् भागवतम में कि जो भी विष्णु का, जो भी कृष्ण का नाम ले रहा है, जिसने अपना सारा जीवन कंप्लीटली सरेंडर किया है भगवान के लिए, उनके पास मत जाना. क्लियर इंस्ट्रक्शन है यमदूत को कि बिकॉज दे आर ऑलवेज प्रोटेक्टेड बाय द क्लब ऑफ द सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी ऑफ गॉड है. ठीक है, क्लियर है. 6.3.27 नोट कर लो, बाद में घर जाके पढ़ना. 6.3.28 यस.
Paramhamsas are exalted persons who have no taste for material enjoyment and who drink the honey of Lord's lotus feet. My dear servants, bring to me for the punishment only persons who are averse to the taste of that honey, who do not associate with the Paramhansas and who are attached to the family life and worldly enjoyment, which form the path to hell.
6.3.28 सीधा लास्ट में बोल दिया है. इफ यू आर टू मच एनग्रॉस्ड इन फैमिली लाइफ, इफ यू आर टू मच एनग्रॉस्ड इन मटेरियल एंजॉयमेंट, यमराज बोल रहे ऐसे लोगों को मेरे पास लेके आओ, मैं देखता हूँ उनको, मेरे साथ अपॉइंटमेंट फिक्स करो उनका, है ना ऐसे. बट जो परमहंसाज है, परमहंसाज मतलब कौन? साधु, वैष्णवाज, महाराज, who have dedicated their entire life. That is why when some Maharaj come, I put a message in your group. This Maharaj is coming. This Maharaj is doing a retreat. This Maharaj is giving a lecture, Srimad Bhagavatam. We have to come and associate. वो जिस रूम में है, उस रूम में भी हम आ गए ना, it will change our thought process. There is so much power in that Paramhamsas, and the Lord is telling here because they have a taste for the honey of the Lord's, drinking the honey of the Lord's lotus feet. I think one retreat is coming up now. हाँ कभी है? This Sunday, day after tomorrow. हाँ तो वो भी एक one of the Maharaj His Holiness Devamrit Swami is conducting that retreat. So you must all take opportunity to visit those retreats. हम वैसे ही घूमने तो जाते हैं ना कहीं में, तो एक दिन का अभी तक सब रेडी कर दिया है और कुछ खास पैसा नहीं है, कुछ $35, उसमें पूरा दिन का रिट्रीट है. जाने का है, कीर्तन में नाचने का है, खाना पीना 2-3 टाइम का है और मज़ा करके आने का है. फुल डे. कहाँ है कौन? हाँ यहाँ पे कोई कैंपिंग वो सब दिया है, वो अपना ग्रुप में दिया है अपना. हाँ तो वो पहले से डाला था मैंने कि जाओ भाई इसके अंदर. हम लोग ऐसे स्टार्टिंग में कई सारे रिट्रीट्स में गए. इट चेंजेस यू. ओके, सो यू हैव टू टेक दैट एसोसिएशन. द नेक्स्ट टाइम आई पुट अ मैसेज, श्रीमद् भागवतम क्लास, स्पेशली वीकेंड पर, सुबह उठो. आई नो वी ऑल हैव वेरियस रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज बट वी कैन वर्क अराउंड दैट. वी कैन वर्क अराउंड दैट. ऐसे और एक पढ़ लो लास्ट. चलो फटाफट.
My dear servants, please bring to me only those sinful persons who do not use their tongues to chant the holy name and qualities of Krishna, whose heart do not remember the lotus feet of Krishna even once, and whose heads do not bow down even once before Lord Krishna. Send me those who do not perform their duties toward Vishnu, which are the only duties in the human life. Please bring me all such fools and rascals.
Perfect. 6.3 है ना, 6.3.29 है. Now यमराज आचार्य, those who are not chanting, उसका लाइन में मेरे पास लेके आ जाओ सबको. Please bring all of such fools and rascals. Okay. So ठीक है. So if you are not chanting, then today is a good time to think कि chant करना है कि यमदूत से, यमराज से अपॉइंटमेंट करना है, क्योंकि उधर खुला बोल दिया सबको लेके आओ मेरे पास. हाँ ऑल राइट. So at the time of death, you either meet Vishnu Dutas or Yam Dutas. You decide. Choice is in your hand. Choice is in your hand. अच्छा. So tomorrow is Mahalaya Amavasya, or they also call it as Sarva Pitri Amavasya. Okay. Sarva Pitri Amavasya मतलब पितृ मतलब ancestor. So we have various ancestors. So अगर सबका so the way in Pitru Paksha that Pindadan is done or Shraddha is done is on the tithi that a particular person has passed. So suppose your grandfather has passed on Navami, then you will do it on the 9th day of the 15 days of the Pitru Paksha. But sometimes some people don't know कि 9वीं था कि 10वीं था, वो डेट भी रिकॉर्डेड नहीं है, देन यू कैन डू इट टुमारो विच इज सर्वपितृ अमावस्या. सो दैट प्रोविजन इज गिवन इन अवर शास्त्र. सब दिया है, तुमको ये नहीं पता तो तुम इस दिन करो, ठीक है. सो यू कैन डू इट फॉर ऑल ऑफ योर ancestors as it is given here, okay, for all deceased family members. So tomorrow is a great time to get great opportunity to do this, alright, for this. So tomorrow you may read Bhagavad Gita shlokas, Srimad Bhagavatam. You may donate something tomorrow. You can feed the brahmanas. You can come to temple. You can donate. So ऐसा करके कर सकते हो. Generally this has to be done in advance so that the name goes on the record and things like that. But कर सकते हो, जो भी करना है कर सकते हो. If you need any guidance, you can approach me later on after this class and I can guide you. You can go to the temple. अपना temple also has a goshala. You can give it there. Okay. All right. All clear. All right. So let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for all of our ancestors, and tomorrow is last day, so make sure you do various things for others. Okay. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare. Two more times. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमः. ब्राह्मणी वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्य वतन राजन विश्वास नैव जायते. शरीरा विद्याजाल जोड़ेन्द्रिय ताहे काल जीवे फैले विषय सागरे सारा मध्ये जीवाटी लोभामय सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण वरोदय मोय कोरी बारे जीव जाए स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई से अन्नमृता पाओ. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ. प्रेम दातो चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. हरे राम राम राम. श्री श्री राधा वल्लभ महाप्रसादम की जय. हरे कृष्ण.